absolutely magnificent. If you can say that in terms of a funereal pageant, something which by its very nature should be horrible and sad, it was transformational. I hope everybody got that. Because as you know, most people don't get it. They don't get it. They don't see it. They don't understand it. They've been watching so much video for the longest time that they don't feel anything anymore. They can't tell anything anymore. They're unable to find when something that they've just seen is transcendental. It's transformational. At one moment, millions and millions of people all over the world. You're never going to get a good count on this. You're never going to get an accurate count on this. But millions of people watching all over the world. And what it was a singular focal moment. Call it singularity. This combined focus. Everybody at one time. The energy, call it what you want, the reverberations, the resonance, it was like nothing you've ever seen before. It was nothing. It was like nothing you have ever seen. I texted a couple of friends of mine. I said, I hope you understand what's happening. I said, they happen to be lefties. I said, this is bad news for you. I said, this is really bad. Poor Democrats, I wrote, AOC and Jasmine Crockett stewarding the helm, the monosyllabic stupices. Your legacy shattered, but your pronouns are intact. Feel good. Feel good about this. They don't know what hit them. They don't understand. They're still talking about Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, thank God. Thank God we have people who are this stupid. They don't get it. And as I told you, who remembered me telling you that she would forgive him and she'd go a step further? She said, I'll let the government. But she is going to say, I don't want the death penalty. Charlie would not have wanted the death penalty. Do what you want. But if you want victims' impact, he would have said absolutely no. I told you. Because she's that smart. She knows this. And I also told you something. Did you see Elon and Trump reconnect? Rapprochement? Did you see that one? Whatever problems they had, whether it's Homan, Bondi, whatever, they're forgotten. This is a unified party. Two things. One, the Democratic Party is unified in a way that no one can imagine. Unified. I'm going to say this again. I don't think people grasp this. I don't think they really understand how this thing works. Unified. If there were any kind of splits, like, well, I don't like this, I'm not sure about that. Well, I think Trump's okay with this, but not with that. I don't know. I think Ted Cruz said, I'm not too crazy about, I think maybe the FCC might have been a little mafioso type, when it comes to the FCC. That's gone. I mean, that is gone. That is gone. You hear what I'm saying? Gone. believe it or not. It is gone. Let me tell you something how this thing works. This is really critical stuff. This is really, really, really critical stuff. I got news for you. There are moments that happen. There are singular moments that you can't put into words. Singular moments that are so perfect where you say, I'm glad I'm seeing this. I'm glad I'm a part of this. I'm glad I can recognize it. This is one of them. And it was partly Charlie, but not, if that makes any sense. He probably had less to do with the focal arrangement, if you will, the singularity, than other things as well. Oh, he was incredible. Let me also tell you something. Be not mistaken. You have not seen stagecraft like Erika ever. Frank, please don't take this the wrong way. Please don't take this the wrong way. You could not have scripted this better. Her pause, the movement, stop. Aside from this, I guess, bulletproof, whatever. She stops, looks over. Trump kind of did it too, a little bit. She stopped, looks up to Charlie, the pause. No. I'm not saying that it was a performance. I can't even imagine that young lady's thought. I can't imagine that. You know how they say a parent should never have to bury a child, which is true. Well, a spouse should never have to go and see their spouse with bullet holes in them, dead, in that pallid look. Death smells, blood smells. It's not nice. It is not pretty, pleasant, and even at its best, in terms of its most peaceful, it's still, it's horrible. But to see your life, it's horrible to see this for a stranger. And she had to see that for her husband? You don't just forget that. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. Bullet holes and God knows the truth. God knows what happens when we don't even want to go into it. She did this. She had to go through this. So don't let anybody ever say, well, she inherits what? She inherits 2 kids. She's a widow. They don't have a father. She didn't inherit anything. Because there's always that dark kind of a suspect part of us, we humans. She showed a strength. Oh, dear God. It was something. Now, let me tell you, you saw something which is symbolism, symbols, God, religion. Going back and looking at the interstitial moments of the history of recorded history of mankind, from Neanderthal back, even at our most primitive, they found little shells which had holes in them, even showing necklaces, and there were rituals and looking up. It's in us. There is this thing where we look up, where we always look for profound, some kind of resonance to explain, why did this happen? Why are we going through this? How could this happen? To honor the living, to honor the dead. It's just what we do. It's in us. It's Homo sapiens. It's what we do. It is in us. And what you saw today all day long, did you see that place? Dear God. And you can talk about some of the speeches. We can do this. Not now. Not now. Who was better than this? This was a better speaker than this. Thank God there was no Thank God. Thank you, Linda Hazlitt. Thank you, dear heart. Thank you. There wasn't any profanity. I hate profanity in public endeavors. You and I can, every now and then, a well-crafted drop of a word adds a certain degree of kind of, I don't know, rough and tumble authenticity. But this, it would have been horrid had there been that. It was so classy. Everyone was terrific. Everyone. And look at the message. Family, God, Jesus, marriage, man and woman, children. Oh my God. And these hobbits, these weasels, these vermin are talking about pronouns. Thus, trying yet again, to tell you that somehow, no, that's not for us. You don't want that. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Now more than ever. Sounds like the old Nixon line. Now more than ever. And the left doesn't know what to do. The only thing we're seeing right now is you're seeing these hideous beasts standing in front of ICE agents, trying to do their job and getting clobbered, which I'm sorry, I love. Getting clobbered, thrown to the ground, tossed aside like nothing. This is what they have. This is it. Jimmy Kimmel. And if there's one thing, forget them. Forget them. Let them say whatever they want. They're going to double down. Listen to me. Alex Jones has been saying it. I'm saying it. I'm right. They're going to have to get your attention. And the way they're going to get your attention is doing things that are bad. Now, I'm going to have to take a little different tack here, and I want you to listen to me carefully. This is the part which is the most important. Do not believe that we're off the hook. Do not believe that we are off the hook. It is that simple. Let me say something to you very, very simple. This is the only thing I will say regarding our sponsor. And I'm going to say this very quickly. Our sponsor is preparewithlionel.com. There is a link in the description section. And all I'm telling you is if you don't pay attention to what's going on, if you don't prepare yourself, be it with food, water, energy, and ammo, I'm telling you, you're missing the point. They are rats cornered. They don't know what to do. And they're going to have to do something because they have no message. They have no message. They have nothing to say. So just remember this when I talk about prepare with Lionel, and that's it. I am not kidding you. This isn't just some kind of, well, oh, no. There's one thing these people know. Violence, organization, and they've got everything covered. They've got the courts covered, media, schools, politics. We have a majority, if anywhere, by a thread. Beware. Beware. And I'm going to say this now. And I'm going to tell you this because I think you can handle it. You're the conspiratorium. They want to wrap this thing up. They want to wrap it up. Charlie was killed by this guy. There was one gun, one rifle. That's the rifle. The bullet came from the rifle. He pulled the trigger of the rifle, shot the gun. That was it. The bullet hit, went in, and did not exit. No, they're saying this was an entrance wound. And then it went and somehow was Charlie's bones were so strong So inhuman that his people said it was like a miracle. A miracle. The round, the bullet was absorbed by the bone, by the spine, and that's why there was no. It's like, why do you do this? You didn't have to mention this. Nobody was talking about exit wounds. You didn't have to mention an exit wound. Let us talk about it. You could have just ignored it and it would have gone away. But you do it again. You keep bringing it up. And you're making people say, that's not an exit wound. That's an entrance. Anyway, I don't know why they're doing it. Do you believe in Charlie? Do you love Charlie? Do you want to show your respect for Charlie? Don't let him die in vain. And don't let him die with this ridiculously stupid narrative that nobody is believing. Now, they brought it up again. Now, I understand, but it's like, enough. They've got to tell his people from Attorney Point, stop saying this. Nobody believes this. We don't know exactly what happened, but the idea, this thing's just going to kind of get muddled over. Well, we don't know. Maybe there's a round. Maybe there's a round. Was there a round from that rifle? Well, I think, well, his DNA. No, not the DNA. And by the way, when they say DNA, this is never even double checked. Nobody says, let me see this. There's no independent. Nobody ever looks at this. If they say it's the DNA, if they say it's this, no, there's nobody. We don't go say, excuse me, can we see this? Excuse me, who are you? Well, we're Charlie's. We're American citizens. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Whatever they say, and it was left, and it was his fingerprints, and we don't know this. We just say it is. If it wasn't for people like Richard Gage and architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth, we would have heard the original nonsense story about 9/11 without the ability to even rehearse or question anything. They just say these things, and you will repeat it. I had the other day, I was on WABC, and I had this retired NYPD detective, and he's arguing with me, and he's claiming what they said as a basis for that. I'm thinking, my God, how do you explain to an NYPD detective you don't believe anything? There are sinister folks out there at levels of conspiracy left and right. You may not know. Somebody's saying, listen, say this. Why? I know, but let's put this to bed because we don't want there to be anything else. Nobody's going to bring about what Charlie Kirk was saying before he died. Right before he died. What he was infuriated over was Bibi and Israel. I don't expect them to bring that up. I don't think now's the proper place. But keep that in mind. And when you've got a president of the United States who is in these very, very tenuous relations with people, he's not going to go out of his way to clear things up and to tell people, oh, by the way, yeah, that's right. We're going to get to this because of everybody. And then there was Tucker Carlson. Tucker was up there. Tucker, bless his heart, he's like the biggest Christian of them all. You think you're a Christian? I'm a Christian. Okay, listen. That's not my bag. I don't know. I don't speak that language. I don't know what to tell you. Whatever you want. I know. I kind of understand the theme. Everybody figures that they've kind of like redefined Christianity. I understand it better. I know. Okay, fine. And it's a wonderful event to do it. But Tucker is not going to say, hey, Tucker, what were you? Notice, thank God, Candace Owens was nowhere. Candace, his best friend. Everybody claiming to be the best friend. How about Benny Johnson was there? I didn't know Benny's story. I didn't know any of this stuff. I don't know who these people are. I'm thinking, you know what I kept thinking? It's like, wow, this is the William F. Buckley and Pat Buchanan and Jack Germond, and these are the George Wills and the Cokie Roberts, whoever these people were. I mean, this is the Gore Vidals, and this is when we have Benny Johnson, which is good. I think they're very good. No, I'm just trying to think of a name. I don't know. I can't think of a name of his name. But everybody is, and I'm going to tell you something. You have to understand one thing, okay? When it comes time for these people, I would have loved to have said, maybe not there, if you truly love Charlie, you will not let him die in vain. If Charlie believed that somebody killed you, different than the official story, would Charlie have said something? Charlie was the one who, in his last days on earth, basically said, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life regarding what's happening in Gaza. I can't countenance this. I won't abide this. And you're telling me I'm anti-Semitic because of what the hell? He was going berserk. And Megyn Kelly, her ass wasn't there. Don't think that was. And they were going to pay, I don't know if this is even true, pay what, $180 million to shut him up? This is how powerful he was. Understand that. That wasn't talked about. J.D. Vance isn't going to talk about it. None of those people are going to talk about it. Okay? But this is political here. This is political. And same thing goes for Trump. We love the guy. He's terrific, but he's not going to say anything. He's not going to say anything. Like how his son-in-law said, I think this Gaza make a great place for ocean front. I mean, that's the one that if there is that, oh shit, whatever you've said in your life where you thought was the worst, most horrible thing, nothing can compare to that. So what I'm trying to say now is I'm trying my best to say this is great. I hope people are coming together, and I hope people are recognizing this, and I hope that a lot of young people are really. I hope these stories. And a man came up to me and said, "Pastor, what can I do?" And you know that never happened. And I got a text from him with him, and he called me up, and Charlie said, "Pastor," said, "You know it never happened. You can always tell." And a woman said to me, "No, she didn't." And somebody came up to me and said, "No, they didn't. You know that you know enough of these stories. You've heard these." I said, when somebody says, people always ask me. No, they don't. You want people to ask you that. But the thing about it is that they want you to just do this. Don't look at this. Please don't talk to anybody else who might have done homicide investigations for all of their adult life. Don't go there. Just take it from some higher order group of people who very well might be investigating this, doing something. Who are these people? I don't know who they are. But there's something they're involved in, and that they tell you this. I want to know. I still want to know. And I will say this. And I want everybody, first of all, make sure, I hope everybody who was there had a sign up, what would Charlie do? He would want all of them to be registered voters. Sign up. Get their names. I want them to be cornered. I want them learn from AIPAC. Everybody says terrible things. They're the greatest organization in terms of organizational skills. They're it. We need a lobby. We need one. And we need names and addresses. We're going to find out how to get a hold of these people. Don't think this was just some event like, hey, you never know who's going to be there. I'm going to go there. I'm hanging on. Because that was real. I don't know what the official count was ultimately, but it was big. But make sure you don't let those people go. And make sure you don't look the other way. Make sure you know exactly what was happening. Exactly. This is he's bigger than Billy Graham. I know Billy Graham was in multiple, Billy Graham he was in countries that they didn't even speak English. I don't know I never understood the whole Billy Graham thing, but he was it. But this guy could be different. Billy Graham didn't have the internet. And there were people, I told you, all over the world who loved this guy. And they're going to try to shut her. They're going to try to own her. They think they own her. She is so slick. Did you see the way she was? Just the way she looks up like this. She looks up. I'm not mocking her. I'm not mocking her. Frank Capra could not have done it. If there's one thing this president needs to know is stagecraft. You don't go like this during, but that's kind of the way he is, and he's awkward, and we love him, and but this guy, Ronald Reagan would have never done that. Obama would have never done that. Nobody would have done it. He does it. He goes on. I'm not gonna look. Trump was there. That's all. I'm there. When you saw him in the background, you realize, wow, he just has to be there. If he shows up in NASCAR, he's there. Joe Biden was in a root cellar, handcuffed to a radiator in Wilmington. He was nowhere to be found. He just had to be there. And there was Elon. He was there. I don't think he spoke or anything, but he was there. Maybe he did speak. I don't think so. He was there. Didn't have his kid. Didn't have that chainsaw. Now, here's the thing. Be happy. Don't trust any of these people. Don't trust them. Let them perform, but never turn your back on them. Elon, Peter Thiel, any of these folks. Any of these folks. But when you're the president, you got to deal with them. You got to deal with people from parts of the country, parts of the world. You don't like these people. They're very strange. They're very odd. I understand that. But we have the chance right now to do one of two things. First of all, to get to the bottom, to crush this black force, this evil that continues to kill and to assassinate and to destroy. And they keep getting away with murder, literally, because we've been too complacent and too docile, and we just take whatever they tell us, whatever it is. Well, that's the way it goes. Princess Di, okay. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Oh, okay. COVID, okay, sure. I mean, this is it. We got to do that. We have to demand it. We have to have our own. Remember, after the Vietnam War, the Russell Committee, Russell Commissions, Russell and Sartre Committee. They would go around and they would basically have different tribunals to find out what was the cause of, what was the reason for, why did we have the Vietnam War? That was precisely what it was. It was precisely. Why did we have the Vietnam War? What was the Vietnam War about? What was the reason for it? Why did we have it? What was the story? And it was on their own, individuals. We need to do this. The great work of Alex Jones and others. Did you read was it Health Ranger? Oh my God, did you read about the bullets and the force? Is it Health Ranger? Oh my God, it was exquisite. It was terrible. It was terrible what he was saying. What am I saying? Exquisite. It was horrible. Health Ranger. There we go. Health Ranger. There we go. Health Ranger. Yes. Did you see this? This is the Health Ranger. And he was talking about. This is so good. He is really good. And he talks specifically about they're now talking about he says Uber just poured tens of millions into an Israeli drone company called Flytrex, the same firm that's now tied to expanding Israel's war tech economy. Okay, whatever. He's very good. If you want to get the whole thing, go there. But listen to this one. Here we go. Erika begged her husband to start wearing a bulletproof vest, and when he refused, the friend suggested he speak from behind the bulletproof glass. So this is an important development. Now we know there was no body armor. It looked like it from the front, a bit of an outline on the shirt, but apparently there was just an artifact of the shirt movement. This is from Health Ranger and the Intel skiff. It says, Charlie Kirk confirmed not wearing a bulletproof vest. So this goes and this destroys all of these little ideas about hitting this and going up. And thank God for these people. Thank God there are people. Did you see this Turning Point put this thing out that said, surgeon says, Fox News. Surgeon says Charlie Kirk's body stopped a bullet, an absolute miracle that saved others. And he goes, read this Health Ranger. I'm not going to go there. Just read this. It's like, wow. Wow. Now tell me it's wrong. Tell me he's wrong. Tell me. Listen to what I'm saying. You may not like what I'm saying, but I'm going to tell you this. When you're dealing with certain things, crimes involving murder and trajectories, if you're dealing with drugs and chemicals and detection matrices and quantity and potency, you're going to have to get deep. You're going to have to get deep. You're going to have to learn of the specifics, the science behind it, whether it's COVID, mRNA, myocarditis, SARS. You have to do it. That's where it gets good. That's where you have to go. Go to the experts. Go to the specifics. Don't worry about you can. When you talk about climate change, you got to go to the experts. When you talk about crime, you have to go to the penologists and crime experts. You have to go to the statisticians. Become versed with this. Understand this. There are people who are saying, no, this story makes no sense. Then question them. Question them and say, okay, come forward and tell me whether this makes sense or not. You can't sit back any longer. This week I'm going to have Dane Wigington on again on WABC because he's telling you, look up. This is not a conspiracy theory. Nobody believes this is a conspiracy theory. If there's something wrong with the story, go with it. Do it for Charlie. You're not being rude. You want me to believe that his gay lover, the guy with the fuzzy hat, did you read this? Read the text. No time signature. He's got commas in it. I can show you. This is the one that'll blow your mind. You want to see what I'm doing? Okay. This is the one that will forever. Maury Terry told me this, okay? This is Son of Sam and the David Berkowitz signature and writing. When David Berkowitz, the alleged son of Sam, wrote that famous letter, good day, good whatever, wrote it to Jimmy Breslin from the sewers and the muck and the urine or whatever the hell it was. When he did that, he did something very interesting. He did this thing where he said something to the effect of, he sent this letter, and the handwriting was so unique. And then later, he writes a letter to somebody to come interview him, and it looks like it was written by a child. It's the biggest, most glaring piece. How can somebody go from writing in this style to this? We had the case of JFK where there was a rifle round that went through the windshield of the presidential limousine with JFK. How can a bullet round come from the front when he's from the back? That is a conspiracy. Next, St. Eugene Caesar, the man who killed Bobby Kennedy. The number of rounds that were fired were more than the revolver, whatever that Saran carried. And there was a point-blank shot behind Bobby's ear with stippling, and he was nowhere to be found. Those 3 cases right there, glaring. Nobody says anything. So what you'll do is, when you've been doing this as long as I have, you can point out the most glaring information, and nobody will pick up on it. Nobody will pick up on it. Let me say this again. Nobody. Not cable news, not the newspapers, no one. Because it falls outside of the area of coverage, and nobody wants to look like a crazy conspiracy theorist. Do you understand this? You have been so conditioned ever since that famous post, now declassified CIA memorandum, which says we have to weaponize the term conspiracy theory. This is critical, beyond critical. Do it for Charlie, not for me. I don't get anything out of it. Look, if you don't care about who killed him, my life's the same. But I believe in this thing called truth. And all these people with their flags and their Jesus, and that's great. God love you. That doesn't mean anything if you don't follow up on the truth. If Charlie didn't mean enough for you to sit there and say, wait a minute. And there are people who are coming, thank God for people like Tucker, Michael Savage, other people saying, this case stinks. But the main people are cable news and kind of news, and they're still the blood-brain barrier. And if it doesn't go past there, nothing ever happens. If it doesn't go past there, it doesn't go anywhere. And they know, don't do it. Don't go it. We are not here to advance. We're not here to report. We're here to repeat. Whatever they tell us is the story. That is it. Period. We don't go any further. We don't ask. Tell us what the story is. They found our guy. I'm not going to meet with him. I forgive him. Okay, forgive who? Him. What did he have to do with it? Did he even shoot it? Thank you, Mark Lingerfeld. Thank you, sir. Did he shoot it? Forget did he have his DNA on it. He said it was his gun, because that was a big thing about ownership. Notice that? I got to get that gun back. Hey, lover. Hey, gay lover. Go and do me a favor. Go and retrieve this. Fetch this gun back. This Mauser that you can't break down. And I hope you don't get caught, but I got to get that thing back to Grandpappy, because that's his shooting iron, and he'll be really mad. So would you go get it back? Does this make any sense to you? You think he'd say, the hell with a rifle. They're going to kill me. It's over with. It's done. Sorry, Gramps. I took your damn rifle. And it's a stupid story. And he's writing all this stuff with commas. Uses the word vehicle. No, who wrote this? Nobody writes. Come on. It's almost like, remember those old movies when the police would come to the house, and there'd be this woman with some crazed gunman holed up in her, and he says, you okay, ma'am? Yeah, I'm okay. And you see that chain? I'm okay. She's kind of giving like, he's behind me. That's what this is going on right now. Marco Rubio, who hasn't been on any major negotiating trip. It's Witkoff and Lutnick and other people. Last time he was there, he was kissing the hotel. Remember that one? Maru, the Japanese cat, has passed at 18. I don't know what the hell that means, but I guess that was funny, or thank you, I guess. Anyway, this is serious business. Are you with me on this one? Are you with me on this one? You know nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. There's nobody, and Tucker is like our only hope. He's there. Is Tucker like filling somebody in? Like, listen, Erika, you know and I know what's going on, right? Be very careful. Watch that Candace. She's trying to move in. She wants this. Ben Shapiro, keep his ass out of here. They're going to be picking up. Everybody's going to want to be guest hosting Charlie Kirk. No. Wait a minute. No, this isn't. We're not going to just have somebody just come in there and audition for this. That is hallowed real estate. See what they're doing? She's not, her eyes on, somebody's telling her what to do. She's worried about the kids and all this kind of stuff. No. They want to neutralize that. They want that word Charlie Kirk. If I see Charlie Kirk show with Ben Shapiro, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? And if Candace Owens is your hope, she's making a damn fool out of herself with that Brigitte Macron thing. See, you don't understand this. You still don't get it. This is the dumbest thing she can do. They're like this. Okay. Nobody's embracing that one. She's on her own. Because they told them, they put the word out. The people who are suing her are trying to sue everybody she's been on before. She's radioactive. And she got all these, look. She's okay. I know you like her. I'm not trying to, she's great and everything. But be careful. Be careful. I want to find out who did it. And we're not going to find out by getting somebody. You need somebody who has more gravitas. Somebody who's not necessarily known for, you honestly need somebody like, where's Jim Jordan? Where's he been? He's nowhere to be found. Get Rand Paul in there. Have your own separate, bring people on, go through, where is the, now you understand something, there's a concomitant criminal case, and that's important. Thank you, MP, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir, or ma'am, or whatever. There's a concomitant criminal case, which is important, so you don't want to do anything to throw that one off, okay? Understand that one? You got to be very, very careful with that one. But I want you to understand something too. If you're going to get somebody, make sure you get somebody who really is going to be respected, not by you, but by everybody. See, you sometimes and I understand it, you like people your way. Kainos Kid says, well, I know, you should look into the deep ties Tyler Robinson's uncle has. The ASOB battalion. That's interesting. That's the those, what am I trying to say? Those are the Lithuanian, the neo-Nazis, the Azov, battalion. And also the right sector is another one too. Now that may be good, but let's don't throw this off unless it really, like Tyler was a Mormon, or let's don't go off into that. I'm just saying, focus on this one. Listen to what I'm saying. Ukrainian, Nazis and Stepan Bandera, that's great. Don't get off the story. Don't get off the story. You got to find somebody who is able to explain it to regular folks. And I'm trying to tell you this, and I know you love Candace, but she doesn't get along with everybody. And a lot of people find this grating. Israel, she is furious. She can't see straight. She has a hard-on for Israel. Pardon my French. It's not just, it's beyond. It's like Anna Kasparian starts screaming. That's not the person you want. Get Elon Pape. That's the guy. Or get somebody who says, let me explain to you why this is important. Somebody that you'll listen to. Maybe somebody you respect. Not somebody who's trying to promote a podcast, but somebody trying to tell you the truth. One of the reasons why I think Colonel McGregor was so terrific and John Mearsheimer, they never lose control. You believe them. They have incredible gravitas. And they have complete and total respect from all of us. You got to get that. Just remember what I'm saying. You may like these people. I think Alex Jones is superior. I wouldn't want Alex in a lot of these things. Hell no. Not him. They won't listen to a word he says. Because I know these people. I know how they think. You got to get somebody else. There's nothing against him. I just told you I think he's terrific. But I'm afraid this is going to go. We're not going to find out anything. There's going to be nothing. There's going to be Mike, what's his name, the health ranger. Maybe Alex will talk to somebody. Maybe our good friend Roger Stone will do something. And that's about it. It'll be per usual. It'll just go and die. The moment we can trust cable news to break through that blood-brain barrier, then we'll make progress. But they're the gatekeepers. They keep all the information, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. It's like taking the Sopranos and taking out all the cuss words or sanitizing it, Bowdlerizing it, providing, that's the story. So just remember this. I want to get to the bottom of this. And I know what's going to happen. It's just going to go away. It's going to be whatever. Somebody says Tyler was a plant. We don't know what happened. Did you see him shoot anybody? Did you see him on the roof with a gun? I saw him running around or somebody. We don't know enough about this. And they're going to tell you, you're not going to see this because there's a trial pending. We're not going to show you all the evidence. It's just going to go away. He'll end up being Epstein or he'll plead guilty and that'll be the end of it. Like Timothy McVeigh. Or they'll say, sorry, Erika, we have to get rid of this guy. He is no good to anybody if he's alive. He is no good. He's dangerous. You got to do something with him. He can spill the beans. Like, I never shot that thing one time. I didn't shoot anything. I don't know how to shoot. Let's assume. That wasn't my gun. I never knew anything about my grandfather. What are you talking about? I didn't. Those aren't my texts. You don't want him around there. He's a liability. And you know what happens in liabilities. Keep an eye on him. And that little turtle suit, that ain't going to be enough. Okay? That ain't enough. Okay? Because, anyway, I don't want to get too far off into that. But understand what's happening right now. Deus says, what are your thoughts on Andrew Wilson? Andrew Wilson. Let's see what Andrew Wilson's what lately with Andrew Wilson. Let's see what's new. Have you noticed, maybe it's me, have you noticed that everything, my entire internet, everything is like creeping along on everything? I thought maybe it's just here. I've got the fastest internet you can imagine. It is absolutely off the charts. And lately has been like, which Andrew Wilson are we talking about, sir? Fill me in. Let me know. Bring us up to speed. I thank you for that. In any event, let me see what else we have here. Here we go. Here. Yes, back to where we are. Okay. Okay. Candace and Charlie were inseparable. They began together from the get-go in their youth. Okay. Yeah. Understand something. I understand that. But what is she trying to do to help things along? She could screw things up by virtue of her. Nobody's going to listen to her. I'm going to say this to get to, again, just to explain this to you. I know you love her. But her things have been, she said at one point, Kamala Harris isn't black or something, and Brigitte Macron is a man. Now, you may think that's great, and you may think that is fantastic, and you go, I don't want her anywhere near her. They'll destroy her. They'll think she's a nut. This is where she said stuff. Kanye West and everything else. Look, she does. Listen, if you get into this stuff, it's hard to find. You need somebody new. You need somebody maybe you don't even know. Somebody who's an expert in ballistics, or somebody who's into it. Separate what you like. There are people who say, "Oh, I think this is great. I think Crowder is great, or Cernovich, or Probosic, or Probiotic, or whatever." I don't care whether you like him. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I like him. Well, good. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'll put up like somebody like a McGregor, because I know he plays all the crowds. You got to get somebody who plays all the crowds. And Candace Owens does not do that. Candace Owens listen, she's great. But do me a favor. Think winning, not parochial likes and dislikes. It's not about that. Okay? I'm just telling you what we like. I want to get the word out. I want all those people to have left and said, I'm not buying this story. That would have been great. It would have been inappropriate. But can you imagine that? Millions of people saying, okay, what really happened? Today, put it this way, today, almost without a doubt, nobody believes the official JFK story, right? Right? Yeah. Well, what's happened from it? Nothing. That's the story. That's the story. Period. All right, my friends, I thank you for this. I thank you for all of this. Thank you for Linda Haslett, our new member, and Mark Lingerfelt and Pilgrim Media, who always shows up with interesting diversions. MP, thank you. Kainos Kid and Deus, thank you for your thoughts and comments. My friends, we're going to be back tomorrow. Don't forget to listen to me tonight at 1 a.m. for the overnights. It's going to be terrific. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm trying my best to try to introduce to a terrestrial crowd a little bit about what's happening here. It's a big, 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 big story. But let me just tell you something. What you saw tonight with Charlie was absolutely, positively, monumentally shape-shifting. This was an event no one could ever, ever, ever imagine. This is huge. Listen to what I'm saying. So much can be done. This can change the face of American politics for 10 years. Millions of newly minted young Republicans. Oh, forget it. That's what you should watch. All right, my friends. Think of Charlie. Pray for Charlie and his children. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Make sure you're subscribed right here to Lionel Nation. And don't forget our other channel at Lionel Legal. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. See you tonight on the radio. Remember that. WABC 77 WABC. Get the app. Listen to WABCradio.com. We'll be there. Overnights, it's a beaut. Until then, my friends, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.